I mean, the most obvious one for me is like email slash SMS backup. And I just like there's a simple way to do it, but it involves trusting a third party. And I've every now and then I've been diving into like, is there a way to use like zero knowledge proofs or some of that kind of tech to trustlessly back it up with like your email?
Yeah.
That to me is like the most obvious one. Like if I could have, because a lot of folks I talk to, they're like, this is cool, but I don't have a YubiKey.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if it was like laptop, phone, email, like,
Email, yeah.
that's pretty dope. I think people would.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, one, I would push back on people. People should get a YubiKey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I literally have mine all the time, like on my wallet. um, yeah, I think they're super cool products, and you should definitely get one. I don't have one of the new ones with like the cool fingerprint sensor. Mine's like the YubiKey 5, I think. Yeah, they're actually. I should put you in contact with the ZK email guys. There's actually someone that has figured out the whole like ZK email
Oh, cool.
thing, and yeah, I feel like that'd be a cool enhancement, like email for folks that aren't like maybe carrying a YubiKey with them all the time or whatever.
There was. And so I was talking to one person who's like a pretty big whale, and he was like, just this is like the most like far out policy
Yeah, you're good.
I thought you probably would find entertaining. So he was like, it would be cool if I could give the shares to my friends and I could be like, you have to go to a location to unlock it. And the
Interesting.
location is like the place that we played basketball when we were growing up.
Oh, that's sick, actually.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I talked to there's this one company that I was talking to. They actually like just went through YC called Multifactor. They're
Uh-huh.
not a crypto company, but they're like kind of doing a lot of these like sort of different authentication methods for secrets. And I had a brief conversation with them about location based stuff, and they thought that it wasn't that far away from being able to do it where like you can't like spoof, through VPN or whatever, but we'll see. Anyway, that was the one that was like, that's that's a pretty interesting idea.
Yeah, that's a crazy idea. I mean, just so you're kind of aware, I do a scavenger hunt that's like GPS, like location based at conferences. And that's the thing I think about all the time is like spoofing, because there's money that I give out from little nouns and nouns, and whenever there's money on the line or money to be made, people get creative, But I do know that like yeah, like people, I think about the spoofing GPS thing, but if that can get solved, that's really cool. I like the concept of like sharing your encrypted with your peers, and the password essentially is like, they got to go somewhere essentially, like, or they know the password. That's fine too. Like obviously, I don't know if I'd go like on a 2-3 setup if I would do that, but maybe something a little bit more exotic, like a 5-3. They can have one of the five. I mean, you could even get into like, um, what is it like in wills and trusts, like the person that's in charge of like distributing your executor. Yeah, like they could have one. That's kind of the first person. So they have like a fiduciary duty to hold it and not be a shady person, or else they would go out of business. Yeah, that's cool. What about like NFTs or anything like that? Or like, yeah, I guess NFTs can move. Like soulbound NFTs is kind of what I was thinking. But yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff
So
that can
like
be
using an NFT as the oh
as
that's
one of them. Yeah.
mhm. Oh, that's interesting. I haven't thought of that. That's an interesting. Yeah, it could be sold out. I mean, the thing with sold out NFTs though is that like you could like share the wallet, I guess. But maybe if the wallet was like a passkey type wallet, that could that could maybe work.
Yeah.
That's an interesting idea.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah, it's always fun to think about kind of these things.